So, I wanted to do an update video because today was a little bit of an ordeal, and we just got Ladybug in today. Pocket left Wednesday, and she's settling in at Jack's. Or is it Jake? I'm not sure. It's either Jack or Jake is her new owner's name, and I can't ever remember. It's one of the two. I'm really bad with names. So, she's settling in, and Jin's licking my hand. And Ladybug came in today because we had her set for Friday the 1st. And she was supposed to get here around 8, 8:30, somewhere around there, because my barn owner, Scott, had a meeting to go to in... You see what I have to deal with? She's sitting on me. On the other side of town, and he had to go home and shower and all that sort of stuff after doing the morning feeding and mucking out the stalls in the morning. So he had to go home around 10 o'clock. Jen, stop licking me. She's such a pain in the butt. Yeah. And she comes back for more. So he was supposed to get there at 8. Jeff was supposed to get there at 8:30 with Ladybug so that Scott could go over her and make sure that she wasn't a stud. Yes, I promise you my horse is a mare, not a stud, because he had... It's kind of an event with a stud. It was an overnight board kind of a thing. And the guy said that the horse was a gelding, and he came around like midnight, so we couldn't check him over and make sure that... Okay, enough. No. I love you, but you're being a pain right now. She... Swate. Swate means sit. So, the guy said that he was gelding, and he came around midnight, so he couldn't tell, like, he couldn't look him over and make sure that it wasn't a stud. So basically what the horse did was he tried to get Scott's mare, Missy, and tore down one of his brand new, like bought it a week ago, brand freaking new panels to get to his mare. And so now he's very careful about whether the horse is a stud or not. So he wanted to make sure that my horse wasn't a stud and all that. But he had to leave, so or he left around 9:30, and we called Jeff at 9 and asked him where he was, and he said, I'm in Milwaukee still. Now, mind you, he was going an hour and a half, at best, from my family's ranch to the city I live in. Milwaukee is about halfway between the two. So, well, it's more like, it's closer to the town than it is to where my grandma is, because you have to go that extra 20, 30 minutes. She's in Scenic. So you have to go that extra 20 minutes to get to Mesquite and then continue. So it's in the middle of Vegas, Mesquite, but she's in Scenic, so it's a little bit further. So he called us and said that he was in Milwaukee at 9 o'clock. Mind you, this is now an hour and a half later. He should be here by now. So Scott was like, alright, I'm going to go home and shower for my meeting, and I'll come and see the horse later on around 1 or 2 o'clock when I show up again, because he had to come back for the afternoon. So Susan, who's on the other side of the barn, she's on the east side, and I can only do stuff on the west side because that's my side of the barn. And the only time that I go on the east side is if someone tells me to. So she helped me get Ladybug settled in, and she said, Ladybug showed up at 10 o'clock. 10. You were supposed to get here at 8:30. You came at 10. So he was a whole, almost 2 hours later. It kind of was 2 hours, because it was like 10:20 when he showed up. So we had that ordeal, and then she was in, it looks like a big trailer, but for some reason it was like it could only fit her into this little box. And I don't know if they did that and were just being stupid, or if that's just how the trailer is made. But it was like she was here, and then like, this is her, and then the end of the trailer is there. So she tilts her butt, and she's off the trailer. And it's not a ramp trailer either. It's a you step down, you're on the floor trailer. It's one of the step ones, which I prefer the ramp loading ones. I just find that's easier. And if your horse backs out of the trailer too soon, or does what my horse was doing, where she was swishing back and forth impatiently because she was still tied to the trailer, but she was like, her butt could get free. She does not like the trailer. She hasn't been in a trailer for 10 years. Didn't like the trailer to begin with. So, yeah, she had reason to be anxious. But if you have a trailer that has the ramp, if your horse does that, they just go onto a ramp. They don't fall straight to the ground. So Jeff was jumping in and out of the trailer going, oh, 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 oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Doing this. Okay, you're freaking her out. Calm down. Just all you had to do was keep your hand on her point of hip and she would have stopped moving. She would have stood there, probably still jittered around a little bit, but not like almost jump out of the trailer. Because the guy was having a hard time untying the knot, and it was like some sort of slip knot, but then he tied it again in a weird knot. Like, he tied the weird knot, and then he tied a slip knot, which I don't understand why he did that. Why he didn't just do a slip knot to begin with. But, so he was having issues. And once we actually got Ladybug out of the trailer, she stepped over her lead rope. So the lead rope went underneath, went from her chin, down her chest, and ended up on the other side of her shoulder. So you know if you've ever watched a dog and they've done that where they get one of their front legs over the leash, and then you have to pick their leg up or fiddle with their leash and get it back to where they don't have their legs tangled up in it. Yeah, we had to do that, except Jeff, being the stupid guy that he is, wrapped the lead rope around his hand, which you shouldn't do, just because in case your horse decides to yank and pull, your hand it contracts around your hand, and then you now have a squeezed hand and possibly a broken one. So he did that, and then she took off, like trotting to the gate, because she was just trying to get away from the trailer as much as she possibly could. And so he's like, whoa, stop, ah, whatever he was saying. So at this point I was like, okay, it's time for me to intervene. And I probably could have gotten her out of the trailer just by myself. But of course, because Jeff's there, I can't do anything. Nothing. So I stop her and I get her calmed down, and then I lead her into the round pen so that she can just walk around and kind of calm down, because she was lathered in sweat from like her chest all up her, like her entire jugular was covered in sweat, her entire chest, all over her belly, and all between her back legs, just totally mucked up in sweat. Okay, now usually when your horse looks like that, you're like, alright, I'm gonna curry him down. Well, Jeff comes out and I just knocked over a boot. He comes out and he's got my saddle, and he's got my pad sitting on top of the saddle, which I never do that. I always have my saddle sitting on its pad. Why you would sit the saddle down and the pad on top? I don't know why he was doing that when he was carrying it. I don't get it. It was just making it harder for me to carry the saddle itself. So then he handed my mom all the bridles and everything, the reins and all of that, because she has a brown leather bridle and then she has a red nylon bridle, which is falling apart, which I don't know why he brought it, but both of them have a Tom Thumb style bit, and I don't like either one of them. But, so he handed her all that stuff, plus the saddlebags, so we brought that into the tack room. And then I asked him, okay, so where's the grooming kit? You know, it's kind of an important thing to have with a horse. Most people have one. If you don't, you should probably get some. So, he says, oh, I didn't know what you wanted. Excuse me? You didn't know what I wanted out of the single grooming kit we had at the ranch. Okay, mind you, this grooming kit, very, very basic. Okay, we have a body brush, a stiff curry, a metal curry, a shedding blade for the summertime. Both those things are for the summer. I only use them in the summertime because she has a lot of hair. In the wintertime, she turns into a woolly mammoth, and you need to de-shed her. Mind you, it's getting to winter, so I don't need that stuff right now, but it's still nice to have it. Then it has the hoof pick and the mane and tail brush and her face soft brush. Now I have her face soft curry here because I found it in just a random box. I don't know why it was here and not there, but it was for whatever reason. So the only thing that I have here is a comb that I use to clean out my brushes and my soft curry for her face that doesn't work on her body. Why? Because she has thick fur. Okay? I'm livid because I kind of need that stuff. So when I say grab the grooming stuff, don't go, well, what do you want? Just grab it all. Really? What do you mean, what do I want? There's one of everything. It's not like there's 20 million brushes in there, and they're all in a tiny little itty bitty freaking crate that's like this big. Maybe. It's like maybe the length of this booth. Maybe. This is pushing it. Like, maybe. So, and it's all in there. And Grandma's like, oh no, it's all over the place. No, it's in the crate because I put it in the crate. That way, when we moved her, it would all be in a crate. All you had to do is grab the crate. Just grab the little freaking crate. So, I also wanted one of the bareback pads because when I go bareback riding, I like to have a pad. That way, my horse doesn't get a sore back from my butt, and I don't get a sore butt from her back. Mutual, no soreness. Didn't get that either. The only thing that I requested that got there was my saddlebag. That's it. Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, mind you, we have a tack room for 3 horses, and most of the stuff we sold already, or went with the horse that it went with. So we sold Cat's light tan saddle. Jeff is taking Chief's dark brown saddle, which the owners who took Chief are buying him a new saddle and everything because they wanted their own. And they took his bridle. I have Cat's bridle, which is over, if I can figure out how to do this. It's over there. Over there. You can only see the reins, though. So that's over there. So the only thing in the tack room is ladybug stuff and the grooming kit and the bareback pads. That's it. That's all that's in there. And I was like, just grab everything. Just grab it all. All of it. Grab it. How hard is it to grab all the stuff that's in the tack shed? There's no horses at the ranch anymore. Really. What do you need all that stuff for? Is Jeff going to take it? No, because he's got a donkey. He can't even ride because it's a donkey and it's little and it's for like a little kid. It's like one of the little miniature donkeys that are like maybe 12 hands high, if that. It's like an itty bitty little donkey. You can't ride the thing. It's just there for a petting zoo. I don't know why he has a donkey. And its name is literally Donkey. So, just thought I'd add that in there. But so he doesn't need any of this stuff. So why is it still there? Why wouldn't it go with the person that's getting the horse? I don't understand this. So then he's like, oh, you need to make sure that the farrier comes out and trims her feet. And she doesn't wear shoes. So don't put shoes on her. No shit! She's a Mustang. Of course I'm not going to put shoes on her. I don't even like putting shoes on Chief, which is why I told the guy no. Over the summer when they came and trimmed Chief's feet, I told him, dude, he doesn't need shoes. Just leave him alone. Just do the trim. I saved just like $30 because he has giant feet. And the bigger the foot, for some reason, our farrier likes to hike up the price of the freaking shoe. So I'm like, dude, I know how to take care of this horse. All you had to do was bring me the stuff. And you didn't even do your job. You, first of all, didn't bring me all the stuff that I asked for. Second of all, he didn't get here on time. So, I'm really kind of pissed off at Jeff right now. And now he's trying to tell me, oh, you gotta do this. Shut up. I'm really glad I don't have to deal with him right now. And I kind of need to get that out because, you know, it's been kind of balled up because I'm not allowed to yell. Well, I probably could yell at the barn if I wanted to, but I was working with Susan and doing things. So it's been kind of bottled up in me all morning, all day. And it's like 5 o'clock now, so I'm like, ah. So I had kind of an eventful morning, and this got into more of a rant about Jeff than an updates video, but, you know, I kind of felt like sharing my neighbor's stupidity with you guys because he's a piece of work. Yeah. So, I will be doing and if you stuck through this video, congrats on your part because I just started yelling at the camera. But I will be doing a barn tour at some point. Hopefully I'll do it after the Palominos get there because we are getting 2 Palominos and then our barn will be pretty much completely full. And I will do a tour of the other side because I was introduced to everyone on the other side by Susan today. Scott he didn't show me them because I probably wasn't going to be working with them very much. But, you know, it's really easy to remember their names because they all have their little stall cards. So, I'll be doing that sometime, probably when there's nobody around, which I'm not sure when that'll be, just because I feel awkward videotaping and talking to a camera when there are people around. Like, I can videotape me riding a horse, just like have someone taping me riding my horse, just fine. But as soon as I'm talking to the camera like this, it just becomes awkward and weird, and I don't like it. So I'll be doing that at some point, and I will be doing an introduction video of Ladybug at some point, so y'all can meet my Bugsy. And so, other than that, let me know what you guys want to see me do, if there's any sort of particular videos you want to see, whether it's face-to-camera videos, or whether it has to do with me being at the barn. Which, these are a little bit easier to do because I could just do these in my room and knock them out really quickly. But at the barn, I have to kind of wait until there's a day or nobody's around. So just let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll try and do them the best that I can. I don't know when I'm going to be posting videos. It's not going to be like a weekly thing just because I do have school and I do work at the barn, so I'm kind of busy. But let me know what you guys want to see, and we're going to leave it there.